One.
Hi, Jake.
All right, this is my second time doing this so far, and the first time that I did this, I did get a little bit of flack. You see, some people thought that what I said, well, some of it at least, wasn't quite appropriate for all ages. But I did think of a way around this, okay? From now on, if I'm about to say something that could be perceived as offensive by anyone, I'm gonna have a tell. Watch for me. When you see me inhale, something I'm about to say might be considered offensive. Just, people find everything offensive sometimes. Being offended is just a stupid concept. It's like saying, I don't like that because that's it. They don't really have a reason. Like, I understand that people don't like it when I go out in public without any pants on, but give me a reason at least. Don't pull that I'm offended stuff. Got it. So I'm sure you've all heard that goldfish are supposed to have a memory span of 3 seconds. That's actually not true. I want to keep you informed, if not entertained. They actually had a study, and they had a goldfish, and they trained it to respond to a beacon. Every time they saw the beacon, they would give it a piece of food. And then they released it. 5 months later, this goldfish still responded to that beacon. That means that every time that you walk into a room and forget why or lose your keys, you are losing to goldfish by literally months. We all have those brain fucks though, but I don't think that we are getting as stupid as our technology thinks we are. There's warnings on everything. I was listening to some songs on my friend's phone, and if you turn the music up loud enough, something pops up that says, listening to loud music for long periods of time can have damaging effects on your hearing. Really? Someone had to sit down and program that into the phone because they didn't think we'd understand. Like there's some guy walking down the sidewalk, bleeding from the ears. Like, man, you all right? You got a little bit of blood dripping down there. What? Again? You gotta be kidding me. They should put a warning on these things. How am I supposed to know that's what the ringing meant? The absolute worst offender is the Wii. If you've ever played it, every now and again something pops up that says, hit plus to take a break. No, Wii, you don't tell me how to live my life. You're not gonna guilt trip me for playing video games on a video game system. I mean, at least with the Wii, I'm moving a little bit. They should have that on the 360 or the PS3, just to remind me every now and again that I can leave all the homophobic 13-year-olds that are questioning my sexuality. That'd be an interesting pop-up. Hey, you've been screaming in incoherent rage at the screen for a while now. You should probably take a break. I do let things get to me, but I love to bitch. Everybody loves bitching. It is the great equalizer. And if somebody complains to you, you are morally obligated to at least nod. If you don't agree with somebody that's complaining, you're a bad person. That's just the long and short of it. I mean, when I complain about my feet hurting after a day at work, I understand that I'm not living in Africa walking 3 miles to clean water. I just want to let it out, you know? I mean, I'm lower class middle American. I have it pretty great. When you think about it, we have things so good that we actually we want things better, which makes things worse for everybody else. I've heard some statistics on organic food. If we switch to organic tomorrow, half the population would starve. We are denying them bioengineered crops simply so that we can have better food. Do you hear that? That silence, that sound of nobody enjoying that fact, that is why you don't call people out when they complain. Actually, you can probably take that one home because I hate vegans. Like, don't call me out on eating meat. I'm gonna keep doing it, all right? I don't usually eat for nutritional value. I usually eat because it tastes good. If bacon was made out of grass and tofu, I would have it all the time and no one would mind. But it's not, and I'm not gonna stop eating it. I'm American, okay? Let's ask the Canadians to stop being polite, or the Japanese to quit being weird. I'm sorry, I smoke. We got any smokers in the audience? Isn't that a horrible thing to ask for affirmation of? Anybody else rolling the dice on lung cancer? Everyone saw that. I mean, I've heard the statistics. I know they say that every single cigarette takes 7 minutes off your life, and that makes me feel bad. But I have studied for finals, and I didn't die in 1963, so that fact has got to be a little bit off. I've tried to quit, but it's so hard. Trying to quit, like anything nicotine-related, just turns you into the absolute most horrible person. You snap at anything, and you don't really have a good reason for it. You're just angry. The worst is when you finally try to quit, and somebody comes up to you after you've pushed out of the side of your mind, all of that aggravation and anger is kind of out of there, and they say, "Hey, how's quitting going?" Well, I finally forgot about it until you brought up delicious, delicious cigarettes. Thank you, though. I have my own ways of dealing with stress. Like, for instance, right now, I'm imagining the look on your face after I scoop out your family's entrails with a rusty ice cream scooper. I don't need to bring it up. And the worst is that one person, because there's always someone, every single day, "You should quit smoking. That's bad for you. Don't smoke anymore." And then when you finally quit, you tell that person, you'll get, "Oh, good. That's it? You're gonna paste pictures of diseased lungs on my car, and when I finally stop, that's the most like support that I'm gonna get is, oh, okay. I need more than that. It takes so long and it's so difficult. It's just too hard and long for me to handle by myself." No one? I was gonna get it after she said out of that. Or at the very least, the classier version of "as the actress said to the bishop." I like that. That came back from when actress was a synonym for prostitute. I mean, today we still do kind of have that tie where we think of most actresses as whores, except of course for your personal favorite actress. And every guy has a different one. Like I know people you can't talk poorly about Emma Watson or Zooey Deschanel, or don't ever say anything bad about Natalie Portman. Yeah. That's mine. Back when I was younger, my favorite was Lindsay Lohan, so you can imagine what watching that progress did to my fragile childhood psyche. That just ruins you when you see somebody take that path that you were in love with when you were a kid. It's like worse than walking into your parents in the act, which I have also done, so that's 2 reasons I am the way I am. It still happens to this day. About, I'd say 2 years ago, I had to find a tie clip in my dad's upper drawer, and when I reached in, I kind of pulled out with a little bit of goop on the end of my finger, so I pulled it all the way out, and there was a broken bottle of KY jelly. I don't want to know that about them. So I went upstairs and I got my mom, because she's probably going to want to clean it up, and right in my moment of desperate upsetness, these are her words of helping me deal with the situation. "Sometimes when people get old, la 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 la. No, you are not going to give me the birds and the bees of old people sex. Especially when I didn't get the original version. I had no idea what sex was until my crash course that I like to call Getting the Internet in 7th grade. And despite all of my furious research, I still didn't know everything. Like, I had no idea what a period was until I was 14. Like, I had seen the commercials, the Playtex and Kotex and all the other Texas that are involved in that particular department. And when I finally found out, that just made those commercials so eerie. Like, they're all happy girls spinning in dresses, fit and active. Like, I used to think it was an energy supplement. Then I find out that no, it is not. Then I'm even more confused. Why on earth would you have that for that particular product? There shouldn't be, like, happy, fit women. There should be women sitting in sweatpants on the couch screaming, "Why, God? Why would you do this to us?" Don't turn to me for sympathy, though. I didn't make Eve eat the apple. Oh, nice. Okay, I don't understand why anti-Semitism still exists. Like, if you look through history, Jewish people are always the good guys in the end. Like, if you look at Egypt, after 10 plagues and they're still in slavery, you think Pharaoh would have gotten a hint by then, like, hey, there's an omnipotent being that wants me to knock this off. Nah. I mean, they were the bad guys in that scenario. But look at like our history, and I'm not talking about like when we were split, when it was slave owners and slave freers. I mean back before that, when everyone was slave owners. Most of the founding fathers had slaves. And how do we treat them? We put their faces on currency. Hey, value your worth by this picture of a racist. And then there's the Holocaust. I did inhale. After that, like, the whole country is still suffering. Like, just watch any comedy show. There's going to be a reference to how all Germans are Nazis. And Nazi is just a synonym for the absolute worst human being that you could possibly be. Like, imagine if a set of ideologies defined you in that kind of a way. Like, if a libertarian all of a sudden was synonymous with child molester, or being a Democrat, and then people thought you were a liberal pussy. Or being a Republican automatically defined you as a gun-toting redneck. I did save that joke for last because you never know if you're going to get booed off during a Holocaust joke. But if you didn't like my act, I have a special surprise for you. I'm still rolling? All right, I'm going to put this last 20 seconds on YouTube first. I want you all to boo at me as loud as you can. I'm going to start crying and walk off, make everybody think I bombed. Ready?